Hello, I'm Stephanie. I'm the therapist, and this is my client Staci Warren. Today we will be working on logotherapy. Hey Staci, how are you?
Kind of frustrated.
Okay, well I know when we spoke last week over the phone, you had verbalized some of your frustrations, and we had decided that we would do logotherapy. That's probably the best for what you're searching. I just want to start off by letting you know that there's basic drives within people. And when people experience significant losses or they don't feel like they have meaning or any purpose in their life, it can cause them to become deeply saddened, even go into depression, and in some extreme cases, even become suicidal. So what we're going to do is work together on finding the purpose of your life and fulfill maybe where there's a lack of meaning. Okay. And we'll do that together by this survey, which is the Search for Meaning Inventory. And there's 3 main points on here, which is work, relationships, and values. Okay. So we'll kind of just go down this together, and you can tell me about your current work status, relationship status, and values. And then the ultimate goal is to work towards finding your authentic self, like who you really want to be and where you really want to be.
Okay.
Okay? So if you will, just maybe kind of describe your current self to me.
Well, I really hate my job. It's boring. I don't feel productive there, even though I do a lot. Probably mainly because I'm not helping anybody.
Okay, so you're not helping anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is there anything else work related that's bothering you?
I don't want to be there anymore, but I get paid pretty well. So
don't want to be there, but the money's good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what about the relationships in your life? How are those?
They're good.
So good relationship, good support system?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anything else about your relationships? Are you married? You live on your own?
I have a boyfriend.
You have a boyfriend? Okay, great. Is there anything else you want to share about your relationships? No? Okay, and what are some of your values?
I want to help people. And at my job, I work at a debt collection agency doing litigation stuff, and I just feel like I'm not helping anybody, and it's really frustrating.
Okay, so you're frustrated because you're not doing what you want to do at your work, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a good work environment.
Just because of the people, or?
Yeah, like a lot of people are just really gossipy.
Okay.
And
kind of a negative atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go over what is it that you desire to be, or who do you desire to be. So we'll kind of start again with your work, relationships, and values. So.
When I was growing up, I wanted to be a therapist, so I'm thinking that I want to get my master's in social work.
Okay, so you want to get your master's in social work?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anywhere else you want to see yourself? Like, do you know what area, or just?
I don't know. I just know that I want to help people, and it's a really broad field. So.
Right. Okay, great. And in terms of your relationships, do you think that you need any improvement there, or you feel content with what is?
No, I'm happy in my relationships.
Okay.
I just get stressed out from my job sometimes, so sometimes it creates a problem, but not that often.
Okay, is that in your relationship with your boyfriend it does? Stress from work, right? Okay, that's normal. And what about in terms of values? You saying over here that, you know, you feel frustrated because you're at work, because you're not helping people.
Yeah.
And the environment is pretty negative overall.
Well, I just want to be in a more positive environment.
Okay.
And I want to feel good about myself.
With the work you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I want to feel like I'm making a difference.
Okay, great. So what we're going to do now together is, if we will, just go back to the top and let's compare going, straight across. This is where you currently are, and this is who you're saying that you want to be at, that burning ache, where you want to go. So let's see if there's a discrepancy. Right here, you hate your job, and this is where you want to be. So do you see they don't match?
Right.
So yes, there is one. Would you say there's one in your relationship?
No. I mean, I know that all jobs can be stressful at some point. So.
Right, exactly. That is normal. I'd agree. And what about your values?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a discrepancy in what I'm doing and what I want to be doing.
Okay, exactly. I'm also seeing that. So, from doing this, what it looks like is that work is really causing these feelings of sadness and frustration and all those different emotions that are popping up for you. And a lot of time, work is a huge part. If you think about it, we go to work every single day, and I mean that's really becomes the majority of our life. So it's important that you like what you do every day. Like they say, if you love your job, why are you never working a day in your life?
Right.
So if you want together, we're gonna develop an action plan now. And what that is basically just coming up with one goal. Here you stated you wanted to be a therapist. So that's the ultimate goal, and we're just gonna do a few steps of how to obtain that goal. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay, great.
Sounds helpful.
Okay, so goal, we'll put therapist. And let's start off by what are some ways that you can obtain this goal?
I can look into different MSW programs.
Okay, so look into programs. It's a first step.
And then once I look into programs, I can see what they require.
Okay, so the requirements.
To apply.
Of course. Yeah.
And then apply.
And then apply.
And then hopefully get in.
Exactly. So assuming that you get accepted into this program, you could start your program, and then once you graduate, you're on your way.
My licensure and all of that.
Exactly. So you have this is your plan now. It's just a matter of doing things in steps. Of course, you can't just jump right to the top, but now we have these little steps, and then just work forward from here.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions or anything?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. I'm Stacy. I'm the therapist, and this is Stephanie, my client. Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. What's going on with you today?
I don't know. I feel like I just have no purpose, and I don't know.
So you're feeling like you don't have any purpose in life?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we'll do today is called logotherapy, and basically one basic drive of individuals is to find meaning and purpose in the world. So there's a really good quote that describes logotherapy.
Okay.
And it says, "It doesn't matter what you do for a living.
Okay.
I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meaning in your heart, or meeting your heart's longing."
Okay.
It's in a book called Invitation by Uriah Mountain.
Okay.
So that really describes describes logotherapy. Basically, if someone loses meaning and purpose in their lives, they can come to therapy presenting with such things as depression, hopelessness. They can have some suicidal ideation.
Right.
And some people lose meaning and purpose in life, and the therapy to help people do that is called logotherapy. There's two forms of logotherapy, and that is live dead or die living, which is basically like go through life going through the motions and not really fulfilling what you want to fulfill, or die living, which is when you die, you've actually lived and done what you want to do. And then there is finding meaning in life after intense sorrow.
Okay.
So that would be like finding meaning after you were after you lost a child or something of that nature.
Okay.
So when we had talked in our initial phone call, you had told me that you were having a lot of problems at work.
Yeah.
So I think that the live dead or die living form of logotherapy would be the best one for us to work on.
Okay.
Okay, so do you want to kind of tell me what's going on at work?
Yeah, it's just that, I graduated from my undergrad, and I had all these high expectations that, oh God, work's gonna be so great, I'm in my career, this and that, and it's not so much. I'm just, I'm an office assistant because I wasn't able to get a job in my field post-graduation, so I just got a job at some marketing firm doing just office assistant work, and I just don't like it. It's like I feel like I just go to work and there's no purpose for me being there. It's just like, I don't know, I call it busy work. It's just like, hey, go file this. Hey, can you type me this document? And
so you don't feel like you're learning anything new there?
Yeah, and I don't feel like I'm bringing anything there because it doesn't really require you to bring much other than common sense, kind of.
Right, okay. So I think that what we should do for you is a search for meaning inventory, and that's going to help us identify the areas that you're lacking meaning in your life. And it looks like this. It goes through 3 parts of your life: work, relationships, and values. And what this does is it allows us to see whether there's a discrepancy or not between what you're currently doing and what ideally you would be doing for your authentic self. Okay, so let's go over work. Can you describe work, Billy? You said you're getting a lot of busy work.
Yeah, busy work.
You don't feel like you're bringing anything?
Yeah, I just kind of feel like my job's pointless.
Okay. What about in your relationships?
Well, I don't really have a good relationship with my parents, which it's really sad to me, but it's kind of one of those things where it just is what it is right now. I have a boyfriend who's great. Thank God for him. He's my rock. And that's really it. I mean, I have like a handful of friends, but life's busy, so I don't really get to see them or anything.
Okay. Now, what about your values?
Well, for me, from day one, as long as I can remember, I've always said that I feel like I was put on this earth to help others. That's just something that, I don't know, I just feel that way. I truly believe it, and I don't think I'm doing that now, and it really bothers me.
Okay, so for your authentic self, what do you see yourself doing ideally? You said you were put on this earth to help other people. What does that look like to you?
I've always considered I would like to be a therapist of some sort. I love working with kids. So I would like to do something working with children and helping them in some way or another.
Okay, that sounds great. That sounds very fulfilling.
Yeah.
And for your relationships, how would you like your relationships to be?
I guess because I do have such a desire to help others, I wish I was work with individuals where I could help more. So right now, my current relationships, it's just my boyfriend who, I don't know, that's just there, and I wouldn't say that I'm helping him in the way that's important to me.
Would there be anything that you would change about your relationships?
My relationship with my parents.
So you want to change your relationship with your parents?
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean, it's nothing really serious. It's just that we're not as close as we used to be, and maybe I'm overlooking into it. Could just be that because we're busy and life gets in the way. But I would like for it to be better. Maybe spend more time with them.
Okay, so you want to spend more time, be a little bit closer?
Yes.
Okay. And for your authentic self, if you're living your authentic life, what would your values be?
I would be helping people and making a difference.
Okay. So let's go over this and see if there's any discrepancies between your current life and your authentic self life.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got busy work, pointless work over for currently, and then what you want to do is a therapist for kids. So I would say that there's a discrepancy there.
Yeah.
For your relationships, does it look like there's a discrepancy?
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
Yeah, because
I think so.
Your relationship you had described as
not good.
Really very good, but you want a closer relationship.
Yeah, so yeah, there is.
And so currently you feel like you're put on this earth for something, but you're not doing that.
Exactly.
And you want to be helping people and making a difference. So it seems like there's a discrepancy there as well.
Yes.
So why don't we work together to come up with some goals?
Okay.
To help you, figure out what you want to do and how to get there.
Okay.
So you said that you want to be a therapist and work with children.
Right.
So that would be the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some steps that you would have to take to be able to do that?
Well, I've always wanted to volunteer. Okay. So I was thinking maybe I could start volunteering with kids just to kind of get a better feel, and maybe that would help being that I'm in the environment, surrounded by it. So volunteer, and then even maybe look into different MSW programs.
Okay.
And then I could apply.
So you want to volunteer with kids, look into MSW programs, and apply?
Yes.
So do you already have a place in mind that you want to volunteer at?
Yeah, there's an agency by my home that does play therapy, which I've always been interested in. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe it'd be good to volunteer at a place like that. That way I can find out if I really like it or not.
So maybe the first thing that you could do is to contact the agency
Okay.
and look into volunteering there and what you would need to do, whether it's a background check, a drug test,
Okay.
anything like that.
Right.
So the first thing that we'll have you do is contact that agency.
Okay.
Now, do you want to volunteer and then apply for school, or do you want to start applying for school soon?
I think I would apply no matter what soon. Something I would do soon.
Okay, so we'll look, just because in case you wanted to volunteer first to see if you liked it and then decide if you wanted to go to school or not.
Mm-hmm.
But you sound pretty sure that you want to work with
Yeah.
kids, so you can do your volunteering first, and then you can look into the MSW programs. Do you want to stay local?
Yeah, I want to stay close to home.
Okay, so you'll look into programs around here
Okay.
and see what it takes for them, what their requirements are,
Okay.
and then you can go ahead and apply.
Okay.
And
Sounds
once you
good.
apply, take your courses,
Right.
do whatever they require, internships, and then graduate,
Mm-hmm.
and then look into actually becoming a play therapist.
Okay.
How does that sound to you?
It sounds great.
Good?
Yeah, I'm happy. I needed someone to help me come up with a plan.
Good. Makes it more manageable?
Yes, definitely. It helps having it written like that, and it's in steps, which always helps than focusing on this big picture. So,
Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
thank you.